Does that affect social connection? Is it authentic when you're through a screen? Do you really develop the tight relationship that you do when you're in person? And also, just from an external perspective, I'm sitting across from you, you're smiling, your eyes lighting up. Hopefully my face is not frozen, but there are a lot of external changes that seem to be happening at faster rates. For example, Botox. Yeah. Botox might paralyze someone's smile, or plastic surgery might tighten the skin. Does that affect social connection?
There's reason to believe that it does. So one of the really unspoken things that happens when we interact is that our faces mimic each other. People don't know this because you don't realize it's happening. So what happens is these muscles in the face, when our brain detects that you're making a facial expression, the muscles in my face will activate in the same direction. So if you're smiling, the muscles that lift my cheeks or lift my lips in a smile will start to activate in this very imperceptible way, But what's important about that is that information doesn't just travel from the brain to the face in that the brain is happy, so the face starts smiling. It also goes backwards. Maybe you've heard of these studies where if people look at cartoons, it's a classic psychology study. They're looking at cartoons and they have to put a pencil between their teeth, so they're artificially made to smile. And the people who did that rated the cartoons as funnier because the brain is processing, oh, I'm smiling, so this must be funny, right? This must be pleasant. So that's kind of what's happening here, that when we mimic someone's facial expression, our brain starts to detect that we are feeling the same emotion. And this is one of the critical pieces of empathy and something called emotional contagion, where you basically take on someone's emotions. With Botox, you're essentially paralyzing the muscles. You're interfering with the ability for those nerves from the brain that control the muscle to send those messages. And so your muscles kind of are, they're not moving. And because of that, you are interfering with your brain and your face's ability to mimic expressions. And so there are studies showing that people with Botox have a harder time basically properly reading what expressions other people are making and what their internal state is, which is interesting because you think that all that stuff lives in the brain, but a lot of the information lives in the muscles in the face.